Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about how to write equations in point-slope form. So this is a little different than slope-intercept form in that the equation that you use or the formula that you use is different than y equals mx plus b. So we're actually focusing on what I just highlighted here. So we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now it's important to know that m is still your slope and that x1 y1 is just a point on the line. All right, let's see how that works. We're going to start by writing equations of lines in point-slope form when you're actually given the slope and a point on the line, okay? So this is the most basic type here. So if I'm given the point -2, 7, so this is x1, this is y1, and -3/2 is my m. It's important to see that there is a minus sign in front of both y1 and x1. So what that's going to do when you plug these numbers into the formula, you have to take the opposite of the sign that you see in order to write the equation. So y and then minus y1 means minus 7 equals m, which is -3/2, parentheses, x, and it's minus x1. So minus -2, which is really plus 2. So that's what I meant when I said you take the opposite sign. So if you look, x1 is -2, but in the formula it's positive. 7, the y1 is positive in the point, but it is negative in the equation. So essentially you just flip the signs. All right, let's try another one. So we have 7, 5. So this is x1, this is y1, and -3 is my slope, or m. So same idea. Y minus y1, so minus 5, equals -3 times x minus x1. So minus 7 is just minus 7. And that's it. That's the equation. All right. Let's try a different type. This time you're going to be given 2 points. So you're not given the slope. You have to find it first. We know how to do that. So it's a change in y. So -7 minus -3 over the change in x, or 2 minus 6. -7 minus -3 is -4. And 2 minus 6 is also -4. So that means my slope is 1. Now, when you go to choose a point to write your equation in point-slope form, it does not matter one bit which number that or which point that you choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose the second one just because I want to. So then when I use the formula, it's y minus y1, which is -3. So minus -3 makes it +3, equals, my slope is 1, times x minus my x1, so minus 6. And that's my equation right there. All right, let's try another like that. So find the slope first. 18 minus -2 over -16 minus -11. 18 minus -2 is 20. And then 16 minus -11 is -5, making my slope -4. This time, let's choose the first point. So it's y minus minus y1. So minus 18 equals m, which is -4. And then you have x minus x1. So minus -16 makes it plus 16. And there's your equation. All right. Now we are going to take what we just learned, so an equation in point-slope form, and change it to slope-intercept form. Now remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So all we're going to do basically is solve for y. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute that slope. So now I have y plus 4 equals -2x plus 12. Subtract the 4. And I get y equals -2x plus 8. All right, this equation that you see here and the one we started with are exactly the same. It's important to understand that. All we did is write it in a different format. And you can go back and forth as often as you want to, and they will still be the same equation. If I were to graph this one and graph this one, it would only be one line because they are the same. Let's try another. All right, same idea. Start by distributing the slope. So now I have y minus 3 equals -1/2 x plus 4. And I'm going to add the 3 over. And I get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. That's it. All right, last goal. We are going to apply point slope form to a real world scenario. All right, it says Nadia's book club is ordering new novels. She knows that the total cost of 5 books is $61.25 and that 15 books cost $159.75. Write an equation in point slope form to represent the total cost, which is y, of ordering X books. So what's important to notice here is that 5 books is $61.25, 15 is $159.75. So what they've done here is given us 2 points. The first is 5, $61.25, and the second is 15, $159.75. So I need to find the slope from this before I can even worry about writing an equation in point slope form. So that means I have 61.25 minus 159.75 over 5 minus 15. I'm going to let my calculator help me out here. So I have 61.25 minus 159.75 is negative 98.5. And I know that 5 minus 15 is negative 10. Let's see if this simplifies. So divided by negative 10, I get 9.85. Okay, so this 9.85 slope really tells me how much every book costs. So that's nice to know. But I want to write it in point slope form. So I'm going to choose one of the 2 points. I'm going to pick the first one just because the numbers are smaller, but it doesn't matter which one you choose. Now remember, it's y minus y1. And y1 is 61.25 is equal to the slope, which is 9.85, times x minus x1, or minus 5. And that would be my equation for this situation. Let's try one more. It says the total cost of a taxi fare is given in the table. Determine the equation in point slope form that models this situation if x represents the distance in miles and y represents the cost in dollars. So they're telling us this is x and this is y. So let's find the change, the slope. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose, it doesn't really matter. Let's choose this first point and this point here. We'll just do the first 2. So now I have 1.5 minus 4 over 6.9 minus 13.4. Doing this is going to find the change in y over the change in x, which will give me my slope. So 1.5 minus 4 is negative 2.5. And 6.9 minus 13.4 is negative 6.5. When I put this in the calculator and simplify, I get a really long decimal. So let's go ahead and just use the fraction for now. So it's 5 over 13 because it is a decimal that keeps going on forever. All right, so now let's pick a point. Let's go ahead and use this second one here because it's got at least one of the numbers is not a decimal. So now we have y minus y1, which is that 13.4, equals my m, which is 5 over 13, times x minus x1, which is 4, so minus 4. So again, this is the point that I used right here. And that's it. That's the equation that would represent the cost of riding in a taxi. Now, 5 over 13 represents the cost per mile, which is about 38 cents. But like I said, it's a big long decimal and I didn't want to round. So we'll keep it as a fraction. And that's it. That's how you write equations in point slope form.